Hello and welcome to today's unit on the purchase requests in our series for the procurement or purchasing in SAP Business One. In our last video, what we looked at was the purchase blanket agreements, and in today's video what we'll be looking at is the purchase request. But just right before we go into the system, I would want to show us some form of configuration that might be necessary in terms of approval processes in the SAP Business One. So just before we go into this we click on the administration, we click on system initialization, and then we click on the general settings. When we click on the general settings, we click on the tab for the business partner, and then we enable the approval process in DI, which has already been done. And then we scroll down, and then we see we minimize this, and then we see approval process. In the approval process, we see the approval stages. In the approval stages, we can set an approval stage. Let's say for purchasing request, let's give it a name, purchasing request, and then we give this description over here, purchasing request also, meaning that we are just going to be having a one-step approval or rejection process for this approval stage over here. So we add this, and then it has already been created. It has already been created in the system. So I'm just taking us through the step-by-step process. So we click on the approval template over here. When we click on the approval template over here, when we click on the approval template over here, we can put the purchasing request, and then the description for it can also be purchasing request. The originator for this process could be, let's say for instance, let's say Jason Butler. We put in the department or the unit with which he belongs to, and then we put in over here the documents for which this approval will be carried out for. It could be the purchase quotation, which in our case it could be for the purchase quotation, or it could be for, let's say, the stage name, and then we give the stage name a description, which is the purchase, let's say purchase request, and then the terms. Do we want to always launch an approval process for this always, or when, let's say, a particular thing happens in terms of, let's say, there's a gross profit percentage or a discount or a deviation from budget, then we might need to carry out let's say an approval for this process. So this is just what I want to show us in the systems in terms of the approval process. So we minimize this, and then we close this, and then we come down here to this module, the purchasing module, and then we click on the purchasing request, where we are going to be creating a new purchase request. And then our user who is signed in, who is the manager, is also the one making the request for. So we come down here, and then we do this, give this a manual document numbering, let's say 435, and then we know that this is going to be required for in, let's say, 3 days, or let's say 4 days, which is on Monday. And then we come down here, and then we select the items for which we want to make a request for. It turns out that these are items that are pretty much important in the organization, and they have all got spoiled, and we need to replace them. Or it could be that they are raw materials that we're trying to source for, so that we can be able to use them for in-house production. So we click on these items. Let's pick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we choose them, and then we add them. So these are the items, and then automatically the required dates for all these gets added over here, and then the required quantity for this, let's see, we need 2 of each of these items over here. So we fill in these fields, and then we scroll down, and then we can put in a remark over here, JB please approve, and then we add this document, and then we get a reception over here that says generating this document requires the authorization of other users based off of the approval process step that I showed us initially, and then enter remark relevant for the authorizer, and then choose OK. Let's just put approve please, and then we click on OK, and then we minimize this field, and then yeah, a notification pops up over here which goes to which goes to the manager, which is still Jason Butler, and then he has to approve. This is the remark that has been put in over here by himself, and then we click on this. Let's assume it's a different let's assume that it's a different manager, and then he wants to see for which items this is required for. He goes through it and then realizes that each of these items are pretty much important, and then he closes these and then goes down, and then he changes the decision for this to approved, and then he puts in his own remark, go ahead with generating a quotation for these items. So he updates this, and then having done that automatically, he now receives another notification. That is the requester now receives another notification, which he now sees, and then he opens it. So over here we see one of the most important capabilities of using SAP Business One, the notifications that pops up, the approval processes that removes any hindrance or any blockade that might slow down business process flows or decision makings that needs to be carried out at real time. So we go down, and then having been approved, we can now add this, and then this operation has been completed. We pull back that document that we just created. We give it a numbering for 435 or something. Yes, 435. This is it over here. So we scroll down, and then we can be able to create the purchase quotation out of this document that has been generated. So then this brings us to the end of this unit, and in our next unit we'll be looking at how a purchase quotation is being generated. Thank you and have a lovely day. But just before I go, please turn on your notifications, scroll down and then turn on your notifications, and then try to reach us on all our different social media platforms if you have any question, if you need any assistance, if you need any clarity, or if you want to also do business with us. Try to reach us at digitankafrica.com. Thank you and have a lovely day. Bye.